What's good, everyone? Thanks for tuning in once again. You're listening to World Combat Sports. This is the Roy Jones Jr. Mike Tyson recap of the fight night, along with some others, mentionings, honorable mentions of the night. But primarily, I wanted to get at you and kind of get your feedback on what you thought about what was supposed to be an exhibition bout. Now, granted, I put the fight card in there, of course. Badu Jack ended up winning, a decision over a very game tough opponent. But more so, we want to talk about, what everybody's been mentioning on social media. It comes down to this, right? Everything is almost like what Mike Tyson said. Man, Mike Tyson said everybody has a plan till they get hit in the mouth, right? And that really goes and falls in with other athletes crossing over to a sport for the first time. Even if it's an exhibition bout, it requires you to understand the physicalities of everything that exists, especially when it's full contact, right? So what I'm talking about to begin this is Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. was able to step in there because they're familiar with the sport. That was their profession. They're legends. They're boxing legends. And so they knew what to expect. You know what I'm saying? They knew what to expect. And for 8 rounds, 2 minutes apiece, I will have to grade them pretty damn good for being out of the ring as long as they have and how they performed. Now, of course, some individuals are gonna, basically have their critique and criticism of the fight, in which they should. But we're talking about Roy Jones Jr., Mike Tyson, 2 of the baddest men on the planet at one time. You know what I'm saying? For them to get into the ring, split the ropes, and show flashes of greatness. I believe the card as a whole, in my opinion, was a success. And I know people are going to be like, well, but the card was a success. The first part of it was, to blend in with some of the, legendary hip hop artists and modern day artists that contributed. You know what I'm saying? Weezy dropped out, so Snoop took over. Come on, California's own. He did his thing. But, the ring, the way it was set up, the lights, the overhead lights with the panoptic view, with the neons, the whole glow, the blackouts around the ring apron so you can just visually focus on the aperture of the ring. I liked all that shit. I mean, for anyone who's tuning in that's a promoter or anything, you definitely got to, admire the fact on how they set that up. But with Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr., man, it was some moments in there where probably a lot of us was thinking, is it going to be a knockout? You know what I'm saying? When Mike Tyson started the opening round, I'm not going to lie, he gave me every bit of a reflection of seeing him back in the ring. Not so much when he was, after his prison term or before his prison term. I'm talking about right here, right now. I looked at Mike Tyson. I'm like, look at how he's bobbing and weaving. I kind of underestimated, Mike Tyson a little bit. I say, man, he ain't going to be able to go 2 rounds, dog. If he go more than 2 rounds, then Roy going to take over and do what he got to do. But Mike went the full 8. Roy went the full 8. I thought at times that, Mike Tyson was really putting some sting in his punches. And it was times that Roy was flashing and moving. You know what I'm saying? You saw that Roy Jones flash and move. He's sending that straight left down the middle, boom, head off center, and he's out. And both of these guys showed they mettle, man. They had shining moments during that exhibition bout. You look at this picture right here. That doesn't look like the expression of a fighter who's in an exhibition bout. Real talk. Mike Tyson was going in there to do damage, y'all, to do work. Roy was going in there to do work. I didn't see them pulling their punches. None of that shit. They did what they could do for what they had to work with and the time they had to work with. Mike Tyson, expression on Mike Tyson's face, man, at his age, look at the striations and the muscles in the neck. Look at him looking at where he want to place the punch at. Man, come on, bro. Like, look at this. This is not individuals that are up here play. You know what I'm saying? That it was defense in there just as well as offense, people. Look at this fight here. Come on, man. Look at that. These guys are in their 50s. Mike Tyson slipping underneath that jab, man. I was impressed with both of them. Man. They did what they had to do. So it's not a lot of pictures out there, you know, to be honest with you. It's not a lot of pictures out there of, you know, some shining moments that Roy had, because Roy had some flashy, you know, pinpoint moments that you can put, I could have put up here too, but they just not out there, man. They're not out. You know, it's really a lot of shots where Mike is slipping Roy's jab, you know, or landing some punches on Roy. But Roy had his moments too, man. But there are not enough pictures out there yet on Google to extract them. So I just didn't want to come up here and just make it seem like, okay, Roy was getting off the entire fight. No, Mike Tyson was getting off the entire fight. Both of these fighters had shining moments. You know, both of them did. Real talk. If you didn't know, the three judges was Vinny Pazienza, right? Christy Martin and Chad Dawson scored it a draw. All right. They scored it a draw. Both of these guys receive a WBC belt. And, you know, for the Night of Legends, I believe wholeheartedly it didn't disappoint when it comes down to it. What's going on, Shackelford? Salute to you. What's good? What's good? He said, Mike and Roy practice. I called it. Good to see them in the ring. We know what both of them can really. Yeah, for sure, man. I look at them and I give them two fighters who's been out the ring, more so Mike Tyson. I mean, Mike Tyson's been out the ring for quite some time. You know what I'm saying? Over 10 years. And to see him get in there and move the way he did, I want to, you know, keep it straight down the middle as media, you know, as a media voice. But, you know, Mike even said himself before the fight he smoked weed. That's real talk. Let me get you this article. Let me read you this article. That's what I'm trying to tell people. They was like, man, I'm trying to tell Mike wasn't clean. But then again, you know, we already knew the drug testing wasn't testing for marijuana. But marijuana can do good. I mean, shit, marijuana can be a contributor, y'all. Inhibitor. You know what I'm saying? Marijuana can be an inhibitor for real. It can help you out. Mike Tyson said, this is MMA Junkie. He smoked marijuana right before he fought Roy Jones on Saturday in his celebration return to the boxing ring at 54. Absolutely. Yes, he said during the post-fight news conference. Listen, I can't stop smoking. He said, I smoke during fights. I just have to smoke. I'm sorry. I'm a smoker. I smoke every day. I never stop smoking. It's just who I am, he said. It has no effect on me from a negative standpoint. It's just what I do and how I am and how I'm going to die. There's no explanation. There's no beginning and there's no end. Once again, Mike Tyson, there's no explanation. There's no beginning. There's no end. That's Mike Tyson, man. They said, did the marijuana help numb the pain Saturday night? His reply, no, it just numbs me, he said. It doesn't numb the pain. I'm here for a purpose, he said. I'm not here for my ego. My ego is taking the money, buying some planes, some nice houses, packing up a bunch of chicks and have some orgies and stuff. Once again, I repeat, this is Mike, y'all. When I read this shit, I was like, that's Mike. He said, I'm here for a purpose, he said. I'm not here for my ego. My ego is taking the money, buying some planes, some nice houses, packing up a bunch of chicks and have some orgies and stuff. At 54 years old, Mike's still, talking about orgies. This is not who that is right now. You know what I'm saying? This is not who that is right now. That guy was just somebody that had to be. Eventually, he was a platform to become me. What Tyson cares about now, he said, is his family, his pigeons, his clothes. He still care about them orgies. His joints, they must be easy to come by, considering in 2017, the former heavyweight champ founded Tyson's Ranch, a cannabis company. Listen, Mike Tyson's still Mike Tyson. Period. In a perfect world, I'm a missionary, he said. In a perfect world, there are options. Maybe we do something in South France, he said. Monaco, in Saint Tropez. We do something out there. One of the European fighters out there or something. Anything is possible. Sky's the limit. Mike Tyson still has his mind made up. You know what I'm saying? He still had his mind made up. He got a good 10 million off this. I'm pretty sure he's a smarter person as far as his money goes. Seriously. I believe he's a much smarter man now. I do believe he still dibble and dabble back into his history when it comes to having fun. Serious. He might say, I'm not here for my ego. My ego is taking the money, buying some planes and nice houses and a bunch of chicks and having some orgies. He still remember that shit. He still remember it. You know what I'm saying? He's in the marijuana, which might calm him. And like he said, numbs him. I believe it helped him through the fight. Seriously. I believe it helped Mike through the fight. Now, I don't believe Roy Jones smoked like that, but I'm glad they was able to get through the fight and put on the show for us. That's my main deal. You know what I'm saying? I'm just happy they was able to get through it and everything and make it happen. Everybody that's in the building, hit that like button. Appreciate everyone stopping by, pulling up the WCS. Let me get back to the thumbnails, though. One of the big thumbnails when it comes down to it, right, is the co-main event. And I was telling everybody, I was like, damn, I just can't wait for the co-main event to pop off. I really want to see Jake Paul in there with Nate Robinson. I was going for Nate Robinson, to be honest, because, these YouTubers, man, it's just like Nate Diaz. He said, you're damn taking everything I work for, motherfucker. That's what Nate Diaz said to Conor McGregor, because Nate Diaz was doing this shit before Conor McGregor. He was trash talking. He was out there damn letting the crowd know, y'all, they can't fuck with me. I'm the man. Well, I'm pretty sure some boxers out there saying that about Jake Paul too. Like, damn, how this motherfucker cut the line and picking up checks bigger than me. And I actually got an amateur pedigree and I did everything I was supposed to do the right way. And these dang YouTubers coming over here taking my spot. But last night, Nate Robinson, to go back to my opening statement about athletes crossing over to full contact sports. Now, I'm not saying you can't train a full contact sport. A lot of people can train a full contact sport, but to compete in a full contact sport is much different. Nate Robinson found that out last night. Nate Robinson has been one of those individuals who was born with a short stature. You see him walking on the streets like, oh, okay, that's a little small guy right there. But God blessed him with the freakish ability to have this unbelievable jumping ability. He blessed him absent of height, but allow him to leap over taller individuals. and he allow him to do what certain individuals that's over 6 feet can't do really on a consistent basis, the way Nate Robinson did it. But him stepping in the ring on a ground, look, he stepped in the ring in a grounded sport where you have to compete with your feet on the ground. Individual sport. No team sport here. Though you have a corner, that is only in between rounds. You are competing on your own. You have to make those changes. You may have a listening ear to the instructions that's coming out your corner, but you have to go in there one-on-one and compete. And Nate Robinson stepped in there against Jake Paul, who's, had the opportunity to get some of the better trainers. Yes, I would say, since his first fight, Jake Paul has had the opportunity to, pick up some decent trainers who's getting behind him because they see the money trail. They see it. The opening round, Nate Robinson sprinted across to line up in front of Jake Paul, and from what I thought he would, let his hands go and inflict some early damage. But Paul handled it well. Even though Robinson intentions is to naturally go over there and engage. That was his natural intention. So we're looking at it, boom, boom, boom. Okay. And then we're looking at, you can see the flaws already. You know what I'm saying? You can see the flaws in Nate Robinson being a little bit out of his element when it comes to basketball. And we're hoping, okay, this should get better. Hopefully it get better. Hopefully it get better. So then the first knockdown happened. And man, the way he fell, I'm like, shit. So I was telling people the referees was pretty loose. These was cartel refs. These motherfuckers already got the orders and the paycheck. I'm serious, man. Like, I haven't went around YouTube yet to see who what the comments are about these referees that was there yesterday. But they was letting these fighters fight. But if you see some of the referees that's on the higher platforms, that's, what I'm saying, like in a more legitimized fight, they're close to the action. These referee, this referee that was in there, this dude was 10 feet away from the action. You could tell he wasn't even trying to break up some shit. Nate Robinson gets dropped. Boom. He gets back up. Then the second one hit him behind the head. Bop. He's Manny Pac, Juan Manuel Marquez. I'm like, shit. Amir Khan. Jesus. James Kirkland, Canelo Alvarez. I'm saying to myself, will he get up? Nate Robinson got up. I say, oh shit. Nate Robinson, he might be tougher than what we thought. This is a knockout coming. This is 2 knockdowns coming from Jake Paul, man. So the 2 continue. We're hoping and wishing that Robinson is okay, but Jake Paul looked like the better fighter. Real talk. Jake Paul, his skill is continuing to improve. He continues to develop as an amateur fighter. You know what I'm saying? Just because you have a professional license don't mean you're a professional freaking boxer like that. Like, I know you got the license because they trying, you got people around here that feel that you can make them money, you and your brother. But he has a lot of flaws in his game too. But the 3rd knockdown, I knew right then that, Nate Robinson potentially might be in a bad place. A lot that was going on through my mind. I was saying, like, is this dude going to make it to his feet? You know what I'm saying? Is Nate Robinson going to be carried out on a stretcher? What's the deal? And they slowly got him back up. They cared for his well-being. I know they was talking to him. Nate looked out of it. It was a well-placed right hand by Jake Paul. And I'm saying to myself, like, a lot of people looking at this and finding out boxing is not a play sport when it comes down to competing. It isn't. Like, it's not a play sport in sparring, but it's a little bit lenient. It's according to, how much they want you to move around, because people pay for sparring partners and it's for you to move around for these fights to get work in. But when you go in there and compete, you're building up your ring IQ. And you're doing it on the job if you haven't really stepped in there and fought. It's on the job. You're learning how to basically apply your ring IQ, and how you choose to go about your offensive strategy. You have to make decisions in there. Your punches is coming your way. Punches are being sent and you're trying to return, or you're trying to send your own offensive strategy or your offensive delegation. Both fighters are trying to inflict pain on the other. But in that, you have to understand that you're in a fight. Whether it's at distance or close quarters. All that decision-making process plays a huge role. And Nate Robinson wasn't ready for that. When y'all throwing punches, y'all at close distance and both sitting down on your punches and trying to let go that right hand. It's certain things that boxers would tell you have to look for. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's damn target is different. Everybody's mentality when they get that close to sit down on their punches are different. That's what experienced boxers know for a fact. But somebody like Nate Robinson, at this point, he might have just seen, okay, let me throw this punch. And he kind of lacked to kind of get an awareness of what Jake Paul was doing. His eyes may not have been in the right spot. You know what I'm saying? He obviously wasn't ready for that right hand that Paul landed on him, because it was a nice one. And it hurt him bad. And I really don't want to see Nate Robinson back in the ring again, because he was knocked down 3 times, and one of those was behind the head, and it could fuck with him. He could have some shit wrong with him once he get home and settle in. It might be some shit going on. He might need to go, get another checkup. I'm pretty sure he went to get a checkup when he was leaving the hotel, I believe. Right? It was some boxers in the lobby. And I heard Jalen Love tell Nate Robinson when he was leaving, he said, "You can't learn boxing in 6 months. You can't do this in 6 months. It takes longer than 6 months for you to do this." And I agree. I agree with what Jalen Love was saying. It takes longer than 6 months. You can't just play our sport. I don't know why he was going at Nate like that. I don't know if it was some previous trash talk between these two, but Jalen Love was like going in, like, you can't do this shit for 6 months and expect to come in here and shine. But yet and still, he needs to look at what Logan Paul and KSI was able to do on the zone card. Those two was able to make more money than J Love ever made in a fight. Everybody is different. Physically, everybody is different. The mentality of someone that's used to fighting all the time and has the damn, astuteness to let their hands go, but yet be defensively sound is very important when it comes to contact sport. You got some very slick individuals that's gifted with defense, but also they're gifted at knowing how to be slick about setting up their punches and making sure they hit the target. So 6 months, we don't know what happened with 6 months with Nate Robinson, but I'm looking at the opponent. His opponent had more than 6 months, obviously. Jake Paul has been in the ring before, twice. So experience was in favor of Jake Paul, but the disadvantage weighed heavy on Nate Robinson. It's all fun and games, you know, when you're in basketball and you're playing around. Like we see Shaq, he'll step into a cage every now and then, and we see this, that. You know, we see other athletes crossing over to full contact sports just for play. But shit all changes when you step in there with somebody that has decent boxing skills and you get touched up by those gloves, and shit changes, y'all. Shit motherfucking changes when it comes down to it. Nate Robinson, it's people out there clowning him so hard. They clowning this man so freaking hard. And this dude got knocked out. This should make some of you think, right? Do I really want to put myself in front of the camera for the damn viewers? Do I really want to show out? And I don't come up on the winning side. Everybody's clowning him. And I just grabbed this off the damn net, yo. This dude is laid out like this is the damn model for the crime scene videos, you know, when they outline your body with chalk. This is almost like one of those damn silhouettes. You draw around the body. And then somebody put the cub from Lion King. I mean, it's just never ending. And I'm not gonna put the other ones up there, man. I mean, they just own him super duper hard, y'all. What do y'all think about that, man? Because once you choose to go in front of the television, you set yourself up for that shit. Let me show you another one. Let me see. I mean, people are ruthless, y'all. They are ruthless with the memes. You have to really pay attention and, you know, consult with the right people before you step in front of the screen, because you have people waiting and waiting. They say, man, how can I make this a meme? How can I make this go viral? How can I make this shit happen the right way? And when Nate Robinson was knocked out, he had to understand, not only does he have to face the aftermath of his friends and everybody who may know him that's asking, is he okay? But once this all settles in, you know what I'm saying, for him, people are going to go to online and say, damn, Nate, they clowning you hard, bro. They clowning you hard out here. And the shit ain't going to stop no time soon. The internet is undefeated. It will always be undefeated. Because too many people have access to it, y'all. Too many people have access to this. Too many people that have not a freaking sensitive bone in their body have access to get on here and do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? Look at this right here. It's brutal. They grab Nate Robinson. You know what's so fucked up about this picture with Nate Robinson on the end? Is the fact that his head is the opposite of the way his toes are pointing. His toes are pointing in the opposite direction of where his head is. That is not a normal position in which our body lay down for rest. That's not the normal position for which we lay down when we're resting and in comfort. This is a fucked up position of someone hitting the canvas and they don't have their full consciousness or awareness because his head is facing the opposite direction of his toes. That is why this picture is just so fucked up in many ways. Look at Apollo, right? Up top. You can tell he's laying a certain way. His head is facing in the direction of his left foot. And his right foot, the toes are pointing to the canvas. Look at Nate. Nate's head is the opposite direction of his toes. That shows me signs of unconsciousness. Real talk. That's signs of being fucked up. Look at the internet, man. The internet is just goddamn ruthless. The internet is ruthless, man. This is the undisputed. The internet is undisputed, reigning, defending, undisputed. It is social media. Serious, man. They are going in hard on Nate Robinson, y'all. And I'm not making light of it, but I had to put it up there. You know, he's okay. He walked out of the hotel. And if it was any different, I would have said to myself, no, I'm not going to do it. But I want you to just pay attention. Look at how Nate Robinson is laying with his head pointed in the opposite direction of your toes. Being that I've seen this, like the first time I actually seen this, well, some of the first times I've seen this in my lifetime, and this is no cap, right? The first time I really seen a couple of individuals in this position was from motorcycle accidents. I seen a cat I knew wreck up against a guardrail, right? And he had a helmet on. He was looking the opposite direction from which his feet was facing. I'm saying to myself, shit, his neck is broke. You know what I'm saying? His neck is broke. And then I seen a brother who was looking at some chicks, which he thought was chicks or whatever, ran in the back of a truck, and he dropped right there in that place, in that spot where he hit that truck at. His bike went over there in the off the road and everything. And his body, once again, was sort of like Nate's. His head was facing the opposite direction of his body. Like his body was facing us as we was looking at it, and his head was facing the opposite direction. And that is a fucked up position. Look at it. It looks fucked up. Real talk. Both of his feet are on their sides in the opposite direction. That would never be the comfort of a human being who are fully conscious. We would never lay down and turn our head opposite of where our toes are pointing. Never. And looking at this referee, I'm absolutely surprised. I know he was probably being very cautious. But the first thing he should have known is, okay, let me try to raise this man's head up and put his head in the direction of his toes. And you'll see it in combat sports. You'll see it in martial arts. People get knocked out. They hit the mat. And you might see them in this position. And it's a very fucked up position, y'all. And a lot of people don't pay attention to those minute details. But Nate Robinson in no way, shape, or form is faking this shit. He was knocked the fuck out. Nate was knocked the fuck out. That's as real as I can put it. D Ray, what's good? Salute WCS in the chat. Salute everybody in the building. They had a meme of Malcolm X looking down on him. Hey man, I saw so many that was out there. I just can't within myself disrespect a man like that and just fill my life with Nate Robinson memes, because they in abundance, y'all. Like they going ham on Nate. You know what I'm saying? And this is the repercussions that you have to face if you want to be up under the likes. I understand he got paid a nice little check. I get it. I get it. But when the smoke clears and you start to settle in the next day on this Sunday, You know what I'm saying? And you know, you getting your head right. I don't know. Nate might have went and got something to eat. His friends hitting him up on IG, whatever, telling him, "Hey Nate, man, I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad you're okay." But God damn it, but I be damned when the motherfucking shit clears. It's gonna be one of your friends that you thought was cool with you. They're gonna be like, "Hey Nate, since you good now, you know what I'm saying? And you know we boys, right? You know we boys, right? Right, Nate? Okay. Did you see that motherfucking meme out there they got? I mean, dude, did you see the memes that they have out there of you? Have you really paid attention that, you know, you internet famous right now? You motherfucking internet famous. Look at this meme right here, though. I mean, this is not really a meme, but check this out right here. I'm not gonna keep on punching wise down, man. That's not what I do. That's not what I do. But this right here it is gonna be around for quite some time. Look at that, y'all. This knockout right here was when he got hit behind the head. This is him face down. That, people, when I tell you that right there is a person who is asleep. Like, he was really hurt. Nate Robinson was hurt in this photo. Absolutely. At least this time, his feet are pointing down, his head is pointing down, and they're basically in the same direction, which they should. So he might have had a little bit of functionality and mechanical dependency at this point right here. He might have been semi-conscious enough to the point where he can make it back, which he did. He got up. But when it comes to this right here, this will forever plague him. You know what I'm saying? This will forever be up there of Nate with his head in the opposite direction of his toes. I'm saying that is an individual. That's just like when you're intoxicated, you come back from the club and you just want to go to sleep anywhere. Those of you that remember those days in your 20s and shit. You know what I'm saying? You just want to go out to the car and go to sleep. So you in that motherfucker, you know, half of your body in the front and half in the back. And you don't even know how the fuck you got in there. You just want to lay your head down and go to sleep. That's sort of what we see right here with Nate. And somebody up here putting a motherfucking cub on his head, like, damn. I think overall, you know, the co-main event is what I was waiting on to jumpstart the you know, to really jumpstart the night. But I got to give it up to Badu Jack. Badu Jack put on a very solid performance against Blake. And I know he was trying to get him up out of there, but Blake was tough. And he stood around until the final bell. But Nate Robinson, man, hopefully everything is going good with you, my brother. And I hope you're able to push past this, because it's only going to get worse as the week go along. You look, people have too much time on their hands during the holidays to let this ride. That's all I'm saying. I commend you for your heart, but when it comes to boxing, mixed martial arts, Muay Thai, I mean, these sports are not for play. You go in there and get your, you know, get yourself placed in a different type of environment. You know what I'm saying? When I mean environment, you can not only get knocked the fuck out inside the ring, but you have to deal with the aftermath of what you wasn't able to do, and that's win. Now, if you get up, there's some bragging rights. You get the fuck up, there's some bragging rights. Sir Ken in the building. What's good, man? You get up, you good. Because they say, oh shit, he got up twice. But the third time he wasn't able to get up. Major Key in the building. Salute to you. He wasn't able to get up because it was just too much, man. I commend him for his heart of rising back to his feet. But unfortunate for him, you know, he needs to make sure he gets the checkups that he needs, and also prepare himself for at least the remainder of the 2020 year, that these memes are only going to get worse. And thank God for Nate, he's retired from basketball. Because if we was in regular season without the pandemic and Nate Robinson faced this knockout, everybody and their mama be talking about it. And I know ESPN, they're going to be talking about Nate Robinson because he was a part of professional sports. You know, 3-time NBA slam dunk champion. They're going to talk about this, and they're going to critique him worse than what I am. They're going to say they don't need to be doing this. It was a bad decision on Nate Robinson's part. You know, basketball players need to stick to basketball. That's not true. It's all about how much training they have, people. Are you experienced enough? Have you been trained by the right people enough to come in here and compete? And then we have to determine if they're setting you up for success or failure. When you step into the ring with your amount of experience, are they going to match you up with the right person? Because believe it or not, if you look at some of these fighters' careers, when they build up their professional ledgers, a lot of these opponents are not supposed to be in the ring with these guys. That's just how boxing will always rear its ugly face. A lot of these boxers, they build up their resume from opponents that are professional fighters, but yet they're beneath the skill level of the individual who's building up, and they really have a purpose in the sport. They want to stay undefeated. So they're going to go in there and get the win. It happens every week. You can imagine if boxing is an annual sport. Ken say WCS salute to the wrenches, salute to the chat. Smash the like button. Smash that like button, man. What's good, Major Key said, what up, World Combat? If this neck was broken, would move him be okay? His neck, listen, it wouldn't be okay, D-Ray. Of course. I mean, come on. I'm not speaking within a field of expertise. I'm qualified. I'm just giving my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving my subjective opinion. But neck being broken in that case, you know, with the amount of him being short and he's already close to the mat, you know, I'm looking at it from a standpoint of what I seen when the knockout happened. And I'm just saying, I'm assuming his neck is not broken. But what I am saying is, for him to have his face going in the opposite direction than his toes, I was asking myself, where was the EMT? Why was the referee there with his hand on his back? Like, you can tell the man's toes was in the opposite. That's all bad. That's all bad. Take it from I've seen it too many times. Like I said before, when I initially seen it on the street, running bikes, I knew it was all bad then, but I'm saying, you know, the individuals had a helmet on. But the thing that puzzled me, and hopefully he ain't listen, and this is kind of off topic, but I'm trying to get to a point about Nate Robinson laying the way he was, right? The thing that kind of puzzled me about seeing a human body like that, right, is the fact that they weren't moving while their head was in the opposite direction. So when you see somebody, especially with a helmet on, you saying to yourself, like, their neck is broken. Their neck is broken, right? And not until they you know, come to life and start to move around, you find out, okay, their neck might be okay because they get rolled over and they start to move and they're able to move their neck, some of them. But then some of them just lay there and don't move at all, and they have to wait for the damn responders to come and handle business. But initially, when I seen this shit, I'm gonna be honest. Like I hope everything's good with his damn. He walked out of the freaking hotel, but when you land like that, if something's not wrong with his damn spinal region, definitely he need to get some CTE scans because he was knocked. Look, he was knocked down in the second one by a punch to the rear of the head. That was obviously to the rear of the head. That fucks a human being up getting punched and hit in the back of the head. That's the softest spot. You have your brain stem back there, all that shit. He really needs to, make sure he does the proper examinations. But for me, I've seen some cats go out who was laying like that. I'm talking about out of life. But that was a whole nother situation dealing with bikes, the street life and all that shit, vice boxing. But we seen Paul Williams too. We seen Paul Williams get dropped. He was laying on his face, but his toes and face was pointing in the same direction, down to the canvas. But Nate Robinson, his shit was pointing the opposite direction, which is not the comfort zone of a human skeleton. We have nerves in our neck, so it's very uncomfortable for us knowing that we're laying down or just resting or whatever to lay in that position consciously. It's a very uncomfortable position. I was totally entertained with the entire event, but I did not know Nate sustained such a bad injury. Hey man, when you look at that, anybody who's looking at this shit, Nate Robinson, that picture is fucked up in many, many ways, y'all. I'm not playing. This bottom picture right here, just think about that. Look, his hip is even, it looked like his left leg is kind of up just a little bit and his hip may be off the ground. That's even worse. That's a very uncomfortable position. Even in BJJ, if you get a neck crank, and the neck crank really works when your lower extremity is restricted. So you can restrict someone's lower extremity from turning in the direction for which you're cranking somebody's neck. Just say, for instance, if someone will restrain Nate Robinson's right leg, the one that's closest to the ground, they locked it up. So they're basically Nate Robinson's head is pointing to the right. In order to do a neck crank, right, we're restricting his lower extremity in the same position, in the same direction it is here, laying on the canvas. But in BJJ, the neck crank will come and turn Nate Robinson's head all the way to the left while his lower extremity is to the right. Even in submission, it would be uncomfortable for a conscious human being to withstand that because you're basically cranking someone's upper extremity, which is the head, in the opposite direction of the torso. So with nerves and muscles and everything else, that person should tap. It's according to, how much pain they're in. I mean, that's a little example when it comes to disposition being so difficult because, man, it's all bad. And his neck is going to be sore. Believe that shit. But what did y'all think about the fight? Let me know. What did y'all think about the entire card? I mean, the only two I can really talk about, to be honest, and shout out to Ortiz stopping Sagawa. That was a nice fight, man. Ortiz put on a show, and plus it was some bangers on the preliminaries too. But what do y'all think about the co-main event and main event? What do y'all look at when you saw the interview with Roy Jones and Mike Tyson post-fight? And Mike Tyson said, he give Roy Jones the respect because he took the punches. He took it. He gave it to him and he took it. He respect Roy Jones for that. And Roy Jones did take some punches in there now. He took some punches from Mike. Like I showed you earlier. Look at Mike's expression, y'all. Does this look like a guy Look at that. Does this look like a guy who's in an exhibition bout that's pulling his punches with that expression on? That's a natural expression that you cannot fake. Mike is going in there to dig to the body and inflict pain. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Mike Tyson is there to inflict bodily harm on Roy Jones. That is not the picture. Look at the neck. Look at his trapezius. Check out his trapezius, man. Look at his bicep, the striations. His facial expression says it all. Mike was there to punish Roy, and Roy was there to punish Mike. Now, of course, here's just one of those frames that he caught Roy Jones with a nice left hand, a straight left hand, and Roy took it. You know, Roy was able to take the punches. A lot of people thought that Mike Tyson was going to stop Roy Jones, and I get it. But this is a frame shot, man. I wish I was there to shoot the fight. I swear, God damn. I like MSs like this. This is a money shot. I mean, I'll take that back. This is slightly a money shot. The money shot is the contact. Believe me when I tell you, from somebody who shot fights in Showtime and Top Rank, right? The money shot is when the glove is actually touching the face and you get the contortion of the facial structure once the punch lands. Now, why you're not seeing that here is because they're not trying to make these old fighters look worse than what they are. Take them to somebody who's telling you, I'm telling you the truth, man. Look at the way, and look online at Google. You're not going to find a clear shot on Mike Tyson landing on Roy Jones or Roy Jones landing on Mike Tyson where the face is contorted. That is the money shot. Contact to contact. This is slightly off that. This is basically giving you the, you know, the how you put it, the rebound of the impact. A couple of seconds, a half a second after the glove touched the face, because the face rebounds very quickly in boxing, because you know the fighters are in the mood and they respond to the damn punch. So once they feel the punch, they automatically change expressions from how the punch actually felt, and also fighters have a good poker face at some point. So it looks like Roy Jones didn't take this punch as bad as it might have been with Mike Tyson sending it. You know what I'm saying? Mike Tyson sent the punch. And you're saying to yourself, Roy's leaned over. So it had to be a pretty solid punch. Yes, I agree. But also, Roy Jones is conscious enough to not allow the fans to think he was hurt. So even though he was hit with the punch, he's going to change his expression because he's looking to return or counter or whatever the case may be. But the money shot, man, you know, to be honest with you, I'm gonna show you a money shot, right? I'm gonna show you one of my money shots. I'm gonna show you one of my money shots. This is what I mean by money shots. And I'm not gonna go too far in the damn archives. I'm gonna show you one of my money shots, just so you can know what I'm talking about. Just so you know, I'm not capping. You know what I'm saying? Just so you can know, I'm not capping. Let me show you one of my money shots on the regional level. And you tell me what the internet would have did with this type of shot if Mike Tyson would have landed this on Roy Jones. You know what I'm saying? So people, what you looking at right now is one of the money shots I was able to get on the regional level with Jalen Prison, fighting a guy who's a mixed martial artist and a boxer. All right. I have some more. I have some with Darwin Price and Malik Hawkins, even Javante and Yurkis Gamboa. But I'm not gonna try to retrieve them. And I have I have some that I have to retrieve because I don't have them all in one folder. And some beautiful ones too. Well timed. I mean, you got to get in the rhythm. But anyway, check this out right quick. This is a money shot for me. This is an absolute money shot. And you tell me what you think. This is one of my money shots when I was shooting a fight over the top rope. That is what I call a absolute money shot right there. Forever in your boxing career. Forever. That is what I thrive to shoot. When I'm shooting a fight, I want this right here. And in order for you to get that, you have to look at the fighter's shoulders. You have to look at their movement. You have to know when they're about to strike and let the damn shutter rip, the aperture rip. This is a money shot right here that I took. The guy who throwing the punch is undefeated Jalen Prison over there in Columbia, South Carolina. He ended up stopping the guy. But this is what you call a money shot. So could you imagine if Roy Jones would have landed? Mike Tyson would have landed on Roy Jones and contorted his face like this. Like, this is only a split second of your face being discombobulated from a punch. It's according to how badly you are hurt. But look how perfect that shot is. That's a perfect motherfucking shot. It's one of my best shots. It's not my only money shot, though. But that's what I'm talking about. That's the money shot photographers who shoot fights look for right here. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Shout out to the Horseman, that gun smoke over there. But that's what I'm talking about when it comes to this right here. If Mike Tyson would have landed that shit, and look, you can extract shots like that from video. People who have that equipment, they can do that, but it's not going to happen because the Legends Only League, they're trying to promote the fight. They're trying to promote another fight card, wherever it may be, so people can tune in. They don't want an older looking gentleman looking like that out here on social media, and they saying to themselves, damn, he fucked him up. You know what I'm saying? Did you see this? You see how he looked? Do you know how many people will make a meme out this shit? Money shots are detrimental to people's, like, it's certain promotions don't even really, they don't even put money shots. But you'll find every now and then, according to what fighter it is, the top ranked Showtime, they might put the money shots out there. And believe me when I tell you, people, there are more money shots out there than you think. It's just all about, hey, do you want this photo release? You want that photo release? You want this, that? It all depends. You know what I'm saying? But hey. Shannon Briggs out here doing a promo. Let me see, can I find that shit, dog? Shannon Briggs doing a promo to fight who? I like Shannon Briggs, man. I think the dude, that's one of the only fighters out here can say the same thing over and over again. And it's funny every time he say it. Like, where was he doing the promo at, man? What did you see that at? YouTube or what? The event was great. Triller got something with this. Damn, getting put out of business. Triller got something with this. Damn, getting the zone getting put out of business. Yeah. It looks like you in the ring. I was just outside the apron shooting over the top rope when I took that picture. A lot of regional cards, according to where you at, man, they'll allow you to shoot over the ropes, and then some act like the bigger fights don't even have freaking cameras over the top rope. They're like, nah, you can't get on the apron. No way. I say, but Showtime and Top Rank always have cameramen over the top rope with bigger cameras than I got. What are you saying? No, not tonight. Okay, whatever. Shoot through the ropes, shoot over the ropes. You got to make it work. It looks like you were in the ring. Yeah, fight hype. Okay, so he's doing fight hype. Let me go check this out so I can kind of see what we're working with right here. Because I always want to hear what Shannon Briggs got to say. So fight hype was at, I think fight hype was at Triller or whatever. So let me see. Okay, I'm gonna share this, man, and hopefully fight hype. I gotta reach out to fight hype so they won't think I'm using their material, and people go now reporting shit without even touching bases. You know, I'm not hiding their logo or anything, but I'm gonna try to share this shit, um, and see what Shannon Briggs had to say about this. Shannon Briggs is one of those guys, man. He's hilarious. Let me see. Shannon Briggs reacts to Mike Tyson draw. So here we go. Let me see what Shannon Briggs got to say. I really didn't want this music playing in there either. Okay.
I thought it was a great.
Cole, come on, bro.
You hear me? You feel me? Stop, drive. Man, that was dope, man. It was dope, man. I think the whole world watched that shit. I'm sorry, everybody tried their damnedest, man. You feel me? But fight, you get me? The champ fight. I do a little something different. You know, I spar rarely, rarely. You know, I fight maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Champ.
I have to watch this because he got the music playing. I ain't trying to get a copyright strike with the music playing and shit in the background. Plus, Shannon is being Shannon. I would definitely like to see him. Shannon is always in shape, bro. For real. Shannon's always in shape. So I gotta, you know, that's what I can say about Shannon Briggs. He's always in shape. Let me see. Let me see what Roy Jones got to say.
Amazon or Shopify?
So shit, you know, let me see what the champion Roy had to say, people. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what they got to say. I'm gonna do it for the supporters that's in. Let's critique this right quick. Let's see what they have to say. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you Mike Tyson and Roy Jones. Of course, I'm gonna give you Roy Jones first because you know that's my mains. You know what I'm saying? Let me get up out of here. Let me see what they got to say.
Happy to scratch it off my bucket list. Move on with my life now, you know what I'm saying? So, how y'all doing? Did y'all enjoy it? Thank you. Thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah. He hit harder, everything hurt. His hands hurt, his head hurt, everything hurt when I made contact. So it's like
Roy said everything hurt with Mike Tyson. Hands, head.
It makes you so fatigued trying to deal with him, trying to cause on the inside. You gotta keep his arms locked up. I learned that from watching Dennis Lewis and Holyfield fight. You gotta lock his arms up or he'll hit you with uppercuts. So I was trying to keep his arms locked up, and every time I let him go, what you think we'll let him go so he can kill me? Nah, bro. It's not gonna happen like this. So I had to work on the clinches, and with the clinches it made it good. So I was able to land punches on the inside of the clinch and get it back before you ever throw anything good. So that's what my strategy was going in. That's what our strategy was going in, was to clinch him on the inside, box him outside, clinch him inside. No, never thought about dropping, but it was 2 good shots, 1 good body shot he hit me with, and 1 good hit me with a uppercut straight up and threw my jaw off a little bit, but my jaw's still a little sore. But it's all good. It happens in fight. You know what I mean? So it's like I knew it was gonna happen. Obviously, I was able to take the shots and not, nothing really happened. I never was dizzy. It could go either way. You know what I mean? So I'm cool with the draw. I mean, I hear him out tonight. He want to do it again, but it's a big old dude. He weighed 220, but now he more massive than 220. Trust me. I'm okay with that, but me being me and knowing me, I ain't gonna be settled with no draws. But I say it right away, I'm not the draw type of guy. So I mean, I talk to my kids. My kids always tell me no, Daddy, that's it. But we'll see. Mike, for anybody, if he just keeps going and stay in shape like he's doing now, because it surprised me that he was able to go them 8 rounds like that. And so with him going 8 rounds and strong like he was, he's capable of fighting anybody. Because truthfully, people gonna have a problem getting out of the first couple rounds. That was the hardest part, getting past the first 2 or 3 rounds. So if he catch you, you're gonna have a problem. I mean, like I said, I was feeling everything. So I know that he's a really exceptional puncher still, and he can do anything he wants to do. You know what I mean? For him,
Okay.
it makes sense to do it the smart way, but he can do anything.
I'm not gonna listen to the whole video.
We feel like we can, but
I'm gonna get the Mike Tyson. I'm gonna go with the Mike Tyson. And this is Fight Hype. This is via Fight Hype.
Would you like to know how we scaled our digital local?
Cut this off right quick. Let me see what Mike Tyson has to say. I know Mike Tyson shit's gonna be interesting.
To hit him with a solid punch, and if I did catch him with a good punch, he played possum really well. He didn't let me know I heard him anything. I was just happy to be in there with him and just go to 8 rounds. That didn't mean nothing to me. The scorecards didn't mean nothing to me. The lack of fans didn't make anything of it. I was just happy to go the distance because I was used to doing it with the 3-minute round. So I said, why not just go the distance? Anybody know I can knock somebody out? If I did, I think going the distance, that's real fighting. Having the endurance and going the
Mike
distance,
Tyson's mind changed. His mindset's
I
changed.
learned that in my early experience.
See, he learned it now. Before, it wasn't all about going the distance.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we do something in the south of France, Monaco, or Saint-Tropez. We do something out there. One of the European fighters out there or something. Anything's possible. Sky's the limit. I believe we broke all the records on pay-per-view concerning boxing. We did really kick butt on there. But I just want to continue to do this from a humanitarian perspective. I'm capable of helping a lot of people.
I'm trying to get to some good talking
my
points.
Children and my wife, but here's my pigeon in my clothes. My pigeon in my clothes and my joint. Ain't that something? My joint. Yeah, absolutely coming down. Yeah. Well, listen, I can't stop smoking. I smoked during fights. I used to have to smoke. Sorry, I smoke.
He said he smoked during the fight.
I smoke every day. I never stopped smoking. Wow, I never asked me that. The thought of failure never creeped in my mind. Is that failure? I don't know. Damn. That was a hell of a question. No, in a way of how do I answer that question? I never think of God, forgive me, God, I always think of myself as grandeur. I always think of myself as a roaring gladiator like Alexander the Great. I feel like I'm a ruler when I'm in my mind thinking about accomplishing something. To say, hey, I'm going to fight this guy. I have to have the pressure. Anything that I'm afraid to do, I do it. When I was younger, when I was afraid to ask out a beautiful girl or a girl, whoever, I would do it. Even if she was saying no, I would just do it just because I was afraid to do it. And that's just how I live my life. Went to the ring. Never think my age. Because listen, before Julius Caesar, he told us that 365 days is a year. So we don't really know how old we are.
Oh, we know.
The energy makes us.
Oh, we know.
These 2 billion impressions. After that, I was in the bed for a couple of days. I couldn't get up. I had sciatica. Can you believe that combination gave me sciatica? Excuse me? I'm gonna work out. It's become my lifestyle now. I'm never gonna be that guy, you know. I don't know, Fat Mike again and stuff, Cokehead Mike. I ain't gonna be that guy no more.
Cokehead Mike. Cokehead Mike. Damn. He gave himself a turn. Cokehead Mike.
The old Mike Tyson no longer exists.
And I end it right there.
No,
I end it right there. The old Mike Tyson don't exist, y'all. You know what I'm saying? The old Mike Tyson don't exist. I mean, that's good shit. At least he understands. You know what I'm saying? You know? D-Ray say, Roy said, I don't like draws. I wear draws. I feel where Mike coming from. I mean, where Roy coming from. You know, I agree. But, you know, then again, you have to take what you can get sometime at this age and understand that a draw isn't too bad because you could have ended up on your face knocked out. And then people would have looked at you in a whole different light. Not only that, it saves face from the individuals who are, a lot of people are imaginary thinkers. They are individuals who they will project any type of visual, whether it's positive, negative. And people need to understand, you know, good bows before evil all the time. So we have a tendency to go into a fight like this thinking the worst. You know what I'm saying? For the person that we are not in favor of. So in this particular case, it potentially may have been Roy Jones. And people was like, man, Roy gonna get knocked the fuck out. Mike Tyson gonna knock him the fuck out. So Roy going the distance saves him from being on the back end of these individuals who would do anything and everything to humiliate him even more if he was to get knocked out like he did against Antonio Tarver and the other knockouts he took, in Russia and stuff like that. I mean, when it comes down to it, a draw isn't bad for the first go round. I'm glad it was a draw. I'm glad there was no knockdowns looking back on it because I truly thought a knockdown was going to happen. I didn't think Mike Tyson, being that he's still smoking, would be in that great of shape to go in there and go the distance with Roy Jones the way he did. I really didn't think that was the case with a smoker. But I have to say this. I mean, drug testing was loose. And it is what it is, man. He was able to smoke, calm himself down. He say he was numb, but his pain wasn't numb. So once again, me being a little petty, I'm saying, so okay, so if your body's numb, how can your pain not be numb? Because mentally, the receptors that send those, signals down to certain parts of your body, they do what they were supposed to do. They take the pain away. Like, how does your mind know that you have a area of your body that's in pain? It's sent up to the receptors neurologically up to your brain to tell it, it's like this part of your body hurt. This extremity is hurting. This is what's going on with you. Yeah, it all works together. So I'm not sure how he can say he was numb, but the pain wasn't numb. I mean, I understand where he's at. I get it. But shit, that was some good weed. Shit, the motherfucker, if that shit can separate you being numb mentally, but yet the pain isn't numb, then you need to find something to make the pain numb and you mentally numb, so they can work together simultaneously. God damn it. That's what it's all about. Really. But I know y'all just tune in. I know a lot of you all are happy that it was a draw. For real. Because we don't have to see two legends that we respect and adore of our pastime, looking online and seeing them face down like Nate Robinson. You know what I'm saying? Even Mike Tyson. I think if either one of these guys would have faced a brutal knockdown with all the promos, with all the hype that's behind bringing back the legends of the sport, I think it would have pushed for certain people to try to change boxing and try to prevent these older guys from coming back. they would have put heat on the commissions. You know, it would have brought out the groups and the naysayers and the advocates to say, no, if you this age, you shouldn't be able to come back. That was fucked up what happened to Mike. That was fucked up what happened to Roy. So I'm glad it didn't go, you know, to a knockout where one of these fighters was face down, and we're curious to know how their health was. I'm glad. Seriously, both of these fighters received WBC belts. And you know, the way I look at Roy Jones, he doesn't look like he's willing to return anytime soon, which is great. I want both of these guys, especially, you know, Roy Jones, man, go back to doing what you was doing, travel, you know, have the get celebrity appearance. Man, be you, man. Enjoy your life, man. You went in there with a fighter who many was expecting you to fight during your heyday. It didn't happen. Now you was able to go 8 rounds with him. You know what I'm saying? It's all good, bro. And then for Mike Tyson, we already know the history of Mike Tyson, his journey. Mike Tyson went in there to dig. You know what I'm saying? Mike Tyson went in there to inflict, to punish, goddammit. Do what Mike Tyson do. And when Roy Jones say his punches was hurting, I believe him. I believe his punches was hurting. No faking the funk on that. I believe Mike Tyson still got brick hands, no egg weights. This shit is legit, goddammit. I want to ask you all in the live chat, who would you like to see come back? Legends only league. Which matchup? I know, you know, I kind of scanned through freaking Shannon Briggs. Shannon Briggs is one of those guys who's still in tremendous shape. But what's some boxers that you would like to see come back? You know, I've heard somebody mention George Foreman, you know, on another group. You know, see George Foreman come back. I mean, he is part of the legends now, especially when he came back at 45 years old and knocked out Michael Moore. Who else is out there, man? You know, Vander Holyfield's still lurking out there. You know, he's in shape. Yeah. See the real deal. These fighters have to be in some type of shape, though. You can't come back and represent boxing at this age and you absolutely decondition as a fighter. You know what I'm saying? Decondition to me is aesthetically and cardio. You know what I'm saying? You have to have some type of cardio in respect along with your conditioning when it comes to body fat, appearance. You know, at least give the fans a little bit of understanding that you have lost some weight and you got back in pretty decent fight shape. I mean, we don't expect you to come in here with a 6-pack, but at least come in here and don't make it seem like it's a circus. You know what I'm saying? Mike said Roy will be on the next card. Nah, Mike is trying to tell Roy what he's going to do. And Roy is not going to do what unless Roy wants to. You know, I don't care what Mike say. Yeah, B-Hop, man. If B-Hop is willing to play the game, you know, B-Hop, every time I think of B-Hop, bro, I look at Derek James is not a legend of boxing. You know, he might be working himself to be a legendary trainer, but Derek James is not a legend in boxing. I mean, let's be clear on that. We're talking about the legends only league, dog. I don't want, you know, people running back. Oh shit, he said Derek James ain't a legend. This is we'll put it this way. I'm sure Derek James can you know, him and Kenny Porter, if they wanted to get in there, people will tune in. If Derek James and Kenny Porter was getting in there, but you know, Derek James, you know, his record, right? It was like 21-7-1. You know what I'm saying? 4 knockouts of the 7 losses. He was knocked out twice. I mean, he was knocked out a total of 4 times in those 7 losses. And it's not something I want to go deep into, but his record is okay. But he's not considered the legend of boxing. Now, of course, sometimes trainers can train better than they were at boxers. So we'll see how that works out, man. B-Hop. I just see B-Hop as a professor. If he wanted to come back, hell yeah, we'll watch B-Hop, but I think it'll be so dominant. He would have to be in there with the right opponent, man. He would have to be in there with the right opponent, not Roy Jones either. Roy went in here and felt what he felt, and he really want to keep it on what his life is in retirement. Keep training fighters, traveling, guest appearances, going back and forth to Russia, where he has a boxing gym at, everything like that. You know what I'm saying? Straight like that. Shannon Briggs versus Tyson. That'd be good, man. I think we will have better promo with Shannon Briggs versus Tyson than we did with Roy versus Tyson. I like that fight, Shannon Briggs versus Mike Tyson. I would like it. I would like it because Shannon Briggs is a showman. You know, Shannon Briggs is tailor-made for a fight like this between him and Tyson. It is. He's going to come in tremendous shape. You know, the promo is going to be sick. It's going to be sick because both fighters are freaking, you know, physically chiseled. You know, Mike Tyson having all the promos he did, we got that out the way, so he's going to have to come up with something new. But yeah, I'll take that. Shannon Briggs versus Tyson. It does not matter to me who it is as long as they can go in there and come out the ring okay. I agree with that, man. I agree with that. I agree. As long as they come out of there okay. And not every one of these bouts can be a draw. But for this particular bout with two legends like this, I'm glad, like I said before, not to repeat myself, I'm glad that it came out equally that these fighters were not on the mat once. I don't care if it was a knee. We seen enough. We seen the Daniel Dubois, you know, take a knee this weekend. That's all we need to see. Boom. We seen a knee. We seen Nate Robinson. He was on the canvas. You know, we seen Sagawa on the undercard. He took a knee. You know, we seen Julius Ndongo, you know, get knocked down and then, you know, say no mas. We seen enough knockouts this weekend. We seen enough. Real talk. So we salute the outcome, so to speak. Roy might be a little bit perturbed of a draw. He said he don't like draws, but he wear them. You know, I get where he coming from, but it's good that none of these cats. And you know, thinking back on it, it's good it was 2-minute rounds because I think if it would have been 3-minute rounds for 8, which would have went from 16 minutes active in the ring to 24 minutes, we might have seen a different outcome, y'all. We might have seen somebody land on the canvas. The guy that just got out of prison would be a good matchup for B-Hop. The guy who just got out of prison, you talking about the guy who stepped in there and he was pretty tough too. You got to be more specific. I think the one that fought in the bubble, right? Who are you talking about exactly, Ken? D-Ray Lennox Lewis. Hell yeah, Lennox Lewis. But okay, well, Lennox Lewis, he had to have the right. Had to have the right partner, and him and Mike Tyson. After seeing Mike go in there and put his punches together, I wouldn't mind seeing him. You know, I was gonna say earlier, I say, well, he needs the right dance partner because you know, so they won't make him look bad. But Mike Tyson looked better than what I imagined. So even if it's Shannon Briggs or Lennox Lewis, who would sell more tickets? Who would sell more tickets between Lennox Lewis and Shannon Briggs stepping in there with Mike Tyson? I have to ask myself, who? Are we going to go off resumes? Are we going to go off familiarity right now? Because this is somewhat like a playful type of boxing arena, but yet serious. You know what I'm saying? It still give you that buy a ticket, for entertainment, playful boxing entertainment, but yet it's real. And the only reason I say it's kind of real because yeah, you still get knocked the fuck out, but yet it doesn't give you that seriousness like Top Rank or Showtime. You know what I'm saying? With the entertainment, the hip hop artists, I like this shit. I like the whole motherfucking setup. So who would bring more tickets to the damn PPV? I don't know. A lot of people might tune in to Lennox Lewis because you're talking about the last undisputed. You know what I'm saying? They might just tune in for Lennox Lewis, dog, because every time I seen him in person, he's in shape. So you want to see the mouthpiece, Shannon Briggs, go in here, and you're going to get a pretty decent back and forth? Or do you want to see Lennox Lewis, who has bragging rights over Tyson? You know what I'm saying? I say Lennox Lewis. I have to be honest with myself. Lennox freaking Lewis. He was on Fred from Barbershop. I don't remember his name. I'm trying to think. The guy that just got out of prison. Who is that? Who is that? I have no idea who you're talking about. So what I'm going to do while I'm still speaking to you, y'all smash the like button for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to find out who you're talking about. Because I don't want to put no names out there. Let me see. Let me see what I'm talking about. Damn. I might see. I got thrown off. Oh shit! They clown the fuck out of goddamn. You know what? Let me stick to the script. But I got to go to some of these videos that's out there right now of fighters clowning freaking Nate Robinson, saying he got beat up by a white boy. You know what I'm saying? That's fucked up because freaking Devin Haney, he caught all that damn backlash. Let me see. I'm still looking for this fighter. I'm gonna get the benefit of the doubt, but I'm still looking for it. And then I'm gonna share screen. Let me see this fighter. There, blah blah blah. What is this fighter? What's his name? Oh, life in prison. Who is this dude? Duke Tanner, life in prison to Trump freeing him. I don't know if there's a fighter or not, but I have to come back to it, bro. So I'm gonna share this. Listen, I'm gonna share this with Andre Berto because he always clowning people. I'm gonna share this with Fred Barbershop Conversation because they out here clowning motherfucking Nate Robinson. Why I got you on here on a Sunday? Appreciate everybody who stopped in. You know what I'm saying? I'm going impromptu right now since I stopped. I'm getting all the aftermath of individuals that's clowning Nate Robinson, and of course it's gonna be boxers. You know what I'm saying? Here we go.
Still thinking about this Nate fight. That shit kind of fucked me up. Listen, y'all need to stop playing with this fighting stuff, man. Nate tried to go out and Nate was doing his YouTube thing. He's trying to do these shows. Nobody's not gonna, they gonna feel comfortable standing next to him. They don't know what to say to him after something like that. Jake Paul. Let's not know who Jake Paul is, but when it comes to our culture,
see, he's talking about culture.
Jake Paul, white boy from Calabasas. Like, somebody has to come back and beat Jake Paul's ass just for the culture. Come out of retirement, bro. We got to trying to market itself outside of the basketball court, but fighting, you can't. Everybody can't do that. Tonight, that right there, what just happened, that probably fucked everything up for him.
Okay. All right. So I'm going back. Let me see what the gorgeous Raquel Miller has to say about it.
He's filming right there.
Let me see what she has to say about it right quick. Raquel Miller, super welterweight interim WBA champion. She was basically set to step in there with Hannah Gabriels, who I interviewed recently. But the fight was called off due to Vegas, basically reverting back to lockdown measures. You know what I'm saying? So let me go to this to see what she had to say about it. I'm just stopping through, man. I'm going, from vid to vid for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what they got to say over here. Let's see what Raquel Miller have to say.
Now that, my friends, is why you don't play boxing. Hell nah. He is knocked out cold. See, now that, my friends, is why you don't play boxing. Hell nah. He is knocked out cold. See, now that,
See, she's saying the same thing in loop. Okay, I get it. I get the loop. But what else out there? Let me see what the next one is with Andre Berto.
You understand this boxing shit ain't for everybody. If you step in that ring and you get your ass beat, you gonna get your ass beat in front of everybody in the world. So you gotta be mentally, physically prepared for this shit. Not everybody can do this, as you can see. Nate is a supreme athlete, but getting in that ring is a whole nother beast, man. Not looking at everybody on Instagram clowning the man and looking crazy. He probably fucked up his whole fucking career. Anything else he want to do after that. Man, listen, man, this fight game ain't nothing to play with, man. Y'all better.
It is running loops. Okay, I got you. What y'all think about that? That's exactly what I was talking about. Like, they're going to be on this man forever until it dies down. Blueprint Sports. What's good? Big up De La Hoya versus Tito 2. Hey, man, that's not bad. That's not bad. Seriously, that's not bad. And De La Hoya wants to come back. Okay, sports, Blueprint. De La Hoya wants to come back. But then we got to see what Tito at. Because look, I'm like this. I always tell you all about these chins, right? It doesn't have really anything to do with the location. You know what I'm saying? Of the chin itself. The chin is just a part of the facial structure. We all know Tito Trinidad was getting dropped in his career, but he would get up and he'll fight harder. Now, being that is proven to be neurologically deficient or degradation, and your brain being shut off, and everybody's physical mechanics is different when it comes to that. The older you get, is it going to be better for Tito to come in there with a fighter like Oscar? Being that we have seen Roy Jones and Mike Tyson connect on one another, then I take it over to Oscar connecting on Tito. And I know Tito can potentially connect on Oscar, but what I'm saying is the amount of times that Tito used to go down, is it beneficial for him to return to the sport and for the Legends Only League and potentially get dropped again like he was getting dropped in his career? Is he going to be able to recover at his age? That's the question. As far as names, I like the names. I like it. I like it. I'm not going to lie. I like the names matching up. Now, D-Ray, you know damn well. See, I was having a damn pretty decent Sunday. Now I got to go to the chaplain and confess because D-Ray just said Prince Nassim and Ricky Hatton. Now you know the pictures you have watched and visualized out here, Prince Nassim. You know that man is damn near 200 in the high 200s right now. You know Ricky Hatton may be smaller, but he's been out here doing what Ricky Hatton does, whatever that may be. That is not two people I want to see right now step on this stage on the Legends Only League. I don't want to see it. Now, if you gave me freaking 150 pounds lighter Nassim, who can give us flashes of what he was able to do, yeah, I say go in there and knock Ricky Hatton ass out. Yeah, do that. We good. But right now, with the weight he's holding, hell no, I can't do it. Okay, yeah, the guy, yeah, that was the one that I just seen. I mean, we have to see who he is. Like, this is a legend only league. So, you know, I mean, he can be on the undercard or something, but even the guys on the undercards, they was boxing their ass off. Shit, they was boxing their ass off. Prince Nassim say he wants rematch with Marco Antonio. I mean, hey, they have to make that happen, and Nassim's have to get his ass in shape. He was big. He's already a short guy. He has to drop some pounds. And look, I'm telling you all from experience, Mike Tyson said he lost 100 pounds, y'all. This shit, Mike Tyson has all the right people around him to help him lose the amount of pounds in short fashion. That shit ain't easy to shed the pounds like that and be conditioned to go 8 rounds. I have to give it up to Mike. But he has the circle of individuals that help him do that. He does. He have the individuals to say, hey, this is what you need to do, Mike. You just can't drop 100 pounds that quick. And it's the right way. Like Mike was able to keep his mass a little bit. I know he has some help. You know, outside of the cup and urine, he has some help. God damn it. You just can't. He probably has some cutting edges. Like, I mean, hey, that's what he did, man. But he looked good, though. Mike looked good, man. For his age, 54, Mike looked good, bro. Tanner, okay. D-Ray said, LOL, my bad, WCS. Yeah, man, like Tanner versus Paul for the culture. I don't know about that, man. Y'all talking about the culture, but people gonna be looking at like outside of Fred's interview, like, okay, hold up. You know what? I like doing research, man. So hold up, man. Let me give this guy the BOD, the benefit of the doubt. Let me look him up a little bit because I'm not gonna fake it. I don't know, you know. Let me look this dude up. Obviously, you know, this is somebody who I wasn't paying attention. Okay, he's cruiserweight division, but this dude was 19-0, y'all. So obviously he got some skills. Shit. So this dude was 19-0, and his last fight was in 04. His last fight was in 04. And this dude is only 40 years old, so he still has some. He has some tread on the tires, man. Okay, he has some tread left. You know what I'm saying? Tanner was sentenced to life in prison on May 27th, 2009 for federal drug trafficking, stemming from 06. Total record of opposition at the time, meeting 189. Okay, I'm not gonna get into that, but yeah, man, you know, he was sentenced to life in prison for drug trafficking, and Donald Trump pardoned him. That's why you have so many black people who freaking is gonna latch on to Trump. But anyway, that's besides the question. You ain't gonna get me to talk about that shit. But anyway, he was pardoned. You know what I'm saying? He was pardoned. Man had an unblemished record. I know another cat that was an amateur standout, an amateur superstar, man, that was basically touted, and you know, they was looking forward to him to turn professional to do big things. I mean, I'm talking about when you talk about amateurs, he was the creme de la creme, and he himself went to prison for a long time and just got out. And they're trying to get him some fights, but he in his 40s now. It's difficult. I think when it comes down to it, this guy being 19-0 for the culture, he'll fuck Jake Paul up. Seriously. Even at 40, this dude was 19-0 back then. He'll fuck Jake Paul up because at the end of the day, he was a professional fighter, undefeated, 11 knockouts. I hope people just don't run with the narrative with doing it for the culture. Did Nate Robinson represent the culture? He represented a black fighter stepping in there with a white fighter and Jake Paul, but what are we talking about the culture now? Because last time I checked, Andre Berto got his ass lit up by Robert Guerrero. If he wasn't seeing a ghost in the first round, he was seeing one when them damn hands started. Look, you know, I have to give people. Look. I'm gonna show you something. Come on, man. Andre Berto up here. I like him, but man, I have to call it for what I see it, bro. Come on, for the culture. What do you say for a Mexican who gave you the work, Berto? You know what I'm saying? What about the culture when you stepped in there with the ghost? I gotta show y'all this because some of y'all may not understand how deep I go in this right off the rip. But let me show you Andre Berto, who's talking about the culture. I gotta show you, is he the right person to be talking about the culture? Because where was the culture when you stepped in there with Guerrero and I'm yelling to the ref, throw in the towel? I'm yelling at his corner, God damn. Now you tell me, people, looking at this picture, should Berto be talking? Because though Nate Robinson didn't look like this, he took the worser of the two evils. You know what I'm saying? The two evils are you wear the fight or you get dismissed from the fight. Dismissed from the fight is a knockout, goddammit. Should Andre Berto have room to talk with both his eyes looking like he was from another damn planet? Is he the one to properly represent this video that he put out of the culture? Let me give you another one because I like just dropping these comparisons on some people who wants to bring, you know, culture, black, white, Mexican, whatever. If you're going to do that, you need to have your shit together. You know what I'm saying? You need to have your shit together. And Andre, you know, looking back at these pictures and looking at that fight, I remember seeing that fight and I'm like, shit. You know, people sit up here and talk about Deontay Wilder, his life was changed. I mean, you know, he was close to losing his life. And then, you know, Daniel Dubois sit up there and his eye closed all up and all that other shit. But what about Andre Berto right now? Help me help you. Help me help Andre. Now, I know I always bring in Wilder in the picture because people's like, save him. But who was there in this particular fight when Andre had the damn 300 mask on and he was damn trying out for a stand-in? See, if he could be one of Leonidas' freaking soldiers. Leonidas, you are wrong, Leonidas. You are wrong. Andre Berto is fit to serve. Give them everything. That's what Andre did. Look at this, bro. So are you the one that is set to talk for the culture? Seriously. Is he the right one? Take from them everything and give them nothing. I don't know, man. Andre, you're not the one, bro. When y'all come up here, y'all look, my people come up here, talking about you got beat by a white boy and all that. You have to dig back into your catalog, man. In boxing, you're gonna have athletes from all origins, right? You can have 30 motherfucking blacks fighting blacks, and they can say, oh, you know, typical shit. You know, the black fighter fight another black fighter, but they won't fight that white fighter. He's damn good. So for him to bring in this damn shit, I'm saying, Berto, come on, big dog. Like where we at with this, Berto? Where we at with it, bro? How can you come up here with this shit? For real. You're not the spokesperson that we need, to be honest. Anyway, moving on. Ali versus Wolf. Hell yeah. But you know what? Man, Layla Ali versus Ann Wolf. God damn it. Ooh, wee. Them two women right there never fought one another when it was time. Yes, man. For the ladies, hell yeah. I would like to see that. Layla Ali versus Ann Wolf. Hell to the yeah. It's all about, I mean, Ann Wolf, I can pretty much believe she's in shape. Both of these women have pretty good power. Yeah. Both of these women have pretty good power. You know, Ann Wolf, thinking about my girl, she has one of the most highlight reel knockouts of the taller opponent in Vonda Ward. God damn it, she threw that damn overhand right. Click, 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 clack. Pop, 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 pop. That shit shut the lights out. That's one of the most highlight reel knockouts. I know people don't probably look it up as much, but Ann Wolf knocking out Vonda Ward, a prior basketball player. She had the advantage over them. Ann Wolf in that fight. She landed that overhand right. That shit was brutal. I always try to compare who had the most brutal overhand knockout when it comes to boxers, male or female. That shit got to rank. That knockout has to rank in the top 10. Now, top 5, I don't know. I don't know, man. It's possible because the power that it had on it and the sound of the impact. Yeah, I like it. Victor Ortiz versus Maidana. It's just something that when you say Victor Ortiz, I always look back at the Andre Berto fight of Victor Ortiz. You know, I always look back at Victor Ortiz headbutting my boy Money May. Do I really want to see Ortiz in there with Maidana? Against Chino. Yeah, I go for Chino, man. He was getting back in shape. God damn it. Chino was getting back in shape. Ortiz is still in shape. I know he probably is set to have a fight here and there. Yeah. I'll watch that, but I'm going for Chino. The Chino OG. I'm going for Chino, man. Berto can't see the culture, man. You ain't never lied, man. What the fuck you talking about, Berto? Somebody got to come back and do it for the culture. But Berto, you don't have all the answers, Berto. You don't have all the answers. What looked worse? A fighter like yourself with your family there, looking the way you did? Is that for the culture? Come on, man. Stop it, bro. Come on, man. Was that the culture? That's all I'm saying. You shouldn't be talking about the culture, man. I mean, I know you black and you have the right to talk about it. I'm just saying when it comes to boxing, your whole point was to send somebody back for the culture to defeat Jake Paul, to basically advocate or send somebody back in the honor of, do it for the honor of the black fighters that's out here fighting for the culture. That's fucked up any way you listen to it. Was Berto really talking about Nate or acting out what happened to him? Berto, some people need to be a little bit wary, about jumping their ass on IG talking shit. Because, people start going back in the mental Rolodex and speaking on the fights that you had as a professional fighter. See, Nate wasn't a professional fighter there, Andre Berto. You were. You were a professional fighter. He was a professional basketball player. And that beating that you took from Robert the Ghost Guerrero. Come on, bro. And you lost to Sean Porter, Floyd Mayweather, Jesus Soto Calas, Robert Guerrero. Even though he went the distance, he got your ass beat. And then we all saw what happened between him and Virgil Ortiz. Come on, man. You was all over the canvas, Berto. Come on, bro. You can't be talking about the culture. I mean, I would give Berto this, right? In his last fight with Devin Alexander, he looked sharp. Seriously, he looked sharp. I ain't gonna lie. He looked sharp. He won a split decision. He looked sharp. But when you talk about this shit, I gotta go straight to Robert Guerrero and say, no, you're not the spokesperson we're looking for there, Berto. Stop it. Stop it. Stop doing that shit. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Any more names? What about this guy? Let me show you another guy who's trying to come back. I said this on another live. This guy right here, what do you think about him? Let me see if they have some new picks out here. I know they got to have some new pictures. Okay, check this out. This is a fairly new picture, y'all. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. So let me go back over here, put this picture up. You know, y'all tell me what y'all think about this pic right here. Does he have a chance? Because this is a recent picture. Dude is super duper physically, you know. I don't know if he's in the testing pool yet, but he looks good. He looks in shape. He looked like he's ready to split the ropes. Y'all know who that is, right? Y'all know who that is, right? I know I got some hardcore boxing heads in here, man. Come on. What y'all think about that pic right there? Talk to me. Talk to me. Salute. What's good? Colonel Loco in the building. Colonel Loco Sports, man. Check him out. What do y'all think about that guy right there? This is the current state of affairs when it comes to his physical composition. That is Chris Bird. He is trying to make a comeback. I'm not talking about exhibition bouts. I'm talking about Chris Bird is trying to return and go for a title run, he said. He feels good. That's what Chris Bird said. He feels good. What do y'all think about that? Dude is in tremendous shape. What do you think? Chris Bird professional record was 41-5 22 knockouts, and 4 of those losses were stoppages. He lost to Sean George, Alexander Povetkin, Vladimir Klitschko. I mean, he's been in there with some names, y'all. He fought Vladimir Klitschko twice, and he was considered the smaller fighter in that time. But look who he has wins over. No matter when it was, look who he has wins over. David Tua, Vander Holyfield, Frezzo Quindo, Andrew Galata. He got a draw, but still a win in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? He was 1 or 2 of Vladimir Klitschko. You know, he had Ike Iwabuchi. He had a loss to Ike Iwabuchi, knocked him out. I mean, Ike knocked out Bird. Going deep into it, Burt Cooper. You know, I'm just giving you a little bit of, you know, Arthur Williams. I'm giving you a little bit of names on his shit. What do you think? Looking at his picture, what do you think? You tell me. And right now, Chris Bird is he's 50 years old. Chris Bird is 50 years old. He looks in tremendous shape. So what y'all think? Legends Only League? What y'all think, man? Y'all tell me. Talk to me. I think Manny Pacquiao will be another legend that comes back in his 50s. I don't know, man. I don't know. If he continue to give his money away over there in the Philippines, you might be right, man. Because, you know, Manny Pacquiao does give back to his country. So therefore, you might have a little bit of truth to that. He might come back in his 50, man. Yeah, Chris Bird, John Ruiz. Has anybody seen John Ruiz lately? Chris Bird versus John Ruiz wouldn't be a bad matchup. Seriously, that wouldn't be a bad matchup. Lennox Lewis, Chris Bird. Who else would be a pretty decent matchup, man? You know, for his weight class. I gave Mike Tyson an A for overall presentation for this event, and it makes me ready for more events. I liked it, man. And more so, I like the way that the ring was set up, like the panoptic lighting that highlighted, you know what I'm saying, provided that ambient look. I like that shit, man. People, you know, people should take note on who set up their lighting, how they blacked out the surrounding perimeters outside of the ring so you couldn't see shit that was going on. People out there smoking weed, drinking, you know, having a good old time. And, you know, in between each round, how they changed up the lights. Now, I can't say that doesn't happen already, but it doesn't present itself like it did over there at the Staples Center. It doesn't. And then another way to make it pop, they had that white canvas. They had that white canvas on there with white ropes. I liked how they had that set up. Flint Town, home of Flint, Northwestern Wildcats. Hey man, this Legends Only League, I think it has a lot of potential to it, people. It has that forecast, you know, to go like Mike Tyson said he want to take it to another country and, you know, give them a little bit, because, you know, when you get a legend like Mike Tyson and then he brings some legends with him to another country, people are going to pay to see that. Believe it or not, they're going to pay to see it. They are, especially Iron Mike. They're going to pay to see that shit. That's just like Roy Jones in Russia. Roy Jones has been having a citizenship in Russia for a long time. I mean, they love Mike over there. I mean, they love Roy. My fault. Old age. They love Roy Jones over there in Russia. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if he was to take this Legends Only League over there to another country, yes, it would do pretty damn good, in my opinion. Real talk. We have to see, though. So I want to get y'all opinion on something. Who's your top two picks for not Roy Jones, Mike Tyson to face next? Who would y'all like to see? Mike Tyson. I know it's been names like Shannon Briggs, Lennox Lewis, but do you believe he should face somebody that brings more of a rivalry? Because it wasn't a rivalry between him and Roy Jones back then, because they never fought. It was talk, but, you know, it didn't happen. But more of a rivalry. Do you think Mike Tyson and Buster Douglas? Do you think Mike Tyson and Buster Douglas would be good? He doesn't look that out of shape, but I don't think Buster Douglas has the motivation to get back in shape. What about Larry Holmes? I know it's a rivalry there. Hell yeah. Larry Holmes. But does he have what it takes to come out and freaking, you know, step in there with Mike? I don't know, man. Like Larry, when he got the call at his age to face Mike Tyson the first time, it caught him off guard. And they still fucked him off on having a genuine training camp to prepare for Mike Tyson. So of course he has some hidden skeletons of animus, you know, that he want to unleash on Mike Tyson. So would he be a good name? Would Larry Holmes be a good name to you know, step back in there with Mike Tyson? Yeah, we said Holyfield. We know Holyfield. Holyfield's in shape. He was out here being trained by Antonio Tarver. and he dipped off the, he put out a couple of pictures, videos, and then he dipped below the radar again. So I would assume that Evander Holyfield will be surfacing sometime soon. I truly believe that. I truly believe Evander Holyfield, we will see him surface sometime soon. That's real. Hold on for a second, yeah. Okay. It puts you in the mind frame of the 3-on-3 basketball with Ice Cube. Talking about the big three. Sort of, kind of, but I think this Triller, I liked a little bit more than the 3-on-3, the big three. I like what Cube doing, real talk. And then all this stuff he's doing with Trump, and whatever. I'm still a fan of Cube, man, real talk. But anyway, think they're tapping the MMA. Tank Abbott, Dan Severn, Shamrock, Randy Couture. Now, with the names you just mentioned, let me go through them, okay, immediately. And appreciate you, Blueprint, for dropping those names like that. That's history. Okay, let's start off with Tank Abbott, shoot fighter, wrestler, mean as hell. You know what I'm saying? I'm going off the rip. That's what I'm saying. When you want to come to WCS and talk about boxing and MMA right off the switch of, I don't have to look shit up. Okay, Tank Abbott, is he going to be in enough? I'm talking about aesthetically, physically, can he come back? Because Tank was holding a nice little gut when he was contending, even though he was knocking people out. But Blueprint, you got to understand one thing. I felt some type of way about Tank Abbott, who I used to root for, to go in there and get that motherfucking knockout. When he lost to Kimbo Slice, I say, dude, seriously, come on. So I have to X Tank Abbott out the equation of Blueprint. I got to, bro. When he lost the late RIP Kimbo Slice, I say, what are we doing now? Let's go to Dan Severn. One of the most lethal, man, I'm talking about one of the most certified wrestlers back then. Former champion. He ended up being subbed out by, Mark Coleman? But Dan Severn, I actually like Dan Severn. The thick mustache and everything. Dude was what people will look for this day and time as a heavyweight champion. Like, looking at Dan Severn's frame and him being a wrestler, I don't know if the man is anywhere close to motivated to step in for some mixed martial arts like that. Because I'm going through your list of names, but when it comes to mixed martial arts, it's a lot different than boxing. It is. It's a lot different. Because you're talking about, you have to be matched up properly. You can't really put a guy in there that was a stand-up striker with a BJJ practitioner. Even at their age, if they haven't been training, you don't want them to take each other down and lay on one another. And then we all know what happens when the body is on the ground. It limits the amount of space that you have defensively. Now you have to work for wrist control and controlling the bicep so you won't get punched in the face while your head on the canvas. So Dan Severn, I like him, but I'm not sure if he would be the one to want to come back and be motivated. Now when I saw Shamrock, though, when I saw Shamrock in your list of names, I was saying to myself, Shamrock will fight till he's 75 or 80 years old. Shamrock still thinks that he's that guy. So yeah, I would like to see Shamrock because the dude stays in shape, y'all. I will have to say Shamrock, cool. I'm with it. Randy Couture, absolutely. Randy Couture has been maintaining his physique pretty well, dog. You know, Shamrock Couture, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I would take that. Now, if we want to talk about Couture, we have to bring in Chuck Liddell, and because them had a pretty good rivalry back then. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I think they're in pretty decent shape. From last time I checked, Liddell was, you know, he had lost his weight. He was drinking and doing whatever he was doing. He was somewhat like Mike was when Mike was strung out on coke and all this shit. But I say the last two, Shamrock and Couture, you might get what you want. Stand-up fight, even though Couture has wrestling pedigree, he can get slapped. If Ken Shamrock the one to do it, I don't know. But out of those names, exclude Tank Abbott, Dan Severn, exclude them two. And yeah, we can audition Shamrock and Couture as potentials. Appreciate that. Ken said, James Toney said he respect all they were doing with the legend, only league, but hell no, he ain't coming back. That's good. I mean, that's good because it takes a lot for these guys who smoke. You know, I'm not going, you know, in on smokers, but smoking, just like I was explaining the other day, right? I was explaining to somebody about how this works. I was making a point to say that it's going to come a period in time where they're going to come up with the pill to basically slow aging. But one thing you have to understand about all the products that are out right now, and this is where I'm getting at with the people who smoke. Smoking degrades the body inside out. You may provide certain enhancements to beautify the outside aesthetically to prevent you from aging like the normal person. But internally, your organs are aging just as much. So when you smoking, you know, kind of expedites, you know, certain organs in there to degrade themselves, like your lungs and everything. So I think it's tougher for fighters who smoke, whether it be cigarettes, marijuana, cigars, for them to come back to a boxing ring, you know, not only just come back, but get themselves in shape to come back, to get on some type of nutrition plan and come back. Because once you get on TV, you look much bigger than what you are. I'm just saying, you look much bigger than what you are. So you don't want to go out there looking too bad and they take you to Meme City. Meme City, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to go there. You don't want to. That's the only thing about older fighters coming back. The sport requires men to come in with no shirt on if you're going to make it look as close as possible. No shirt on, trunks and shoes, gloves, mouthpiece. Anything other than that, it doesn't look right. It doesn't give you that real feeling. Like last night, we seen it closer to reality. Mike Tyson coming in with the motherfucking black trunks and boots. Roy coming in with, you know, with shout out to Kobe with the LA Laker gloves on and the colors. I mean, it all represented itself real nice. But when you start digging into other sports, we can get away with some older guys coming back to box. Even you know, mixed martial artists coming over to boxing and being on this Legends Only League. Because ultimately, a lot of these mixed martial artists, they know how to box with their hands. They may not have the same fluidity as boxers, but they know how to do it. But when you're talking about MMA, you're talking about moving extremities that hasn't really been fired up in a long time. You have to get that. Look, you have to fire them up to get them used to the impact. And sometimes you just can't do that because these fighters have had injuries. They've had surgeries. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a different ball game, people. When you're talking about trying to rush in and change levels, no, you can't do that shit no more. You might go in for a takedown and get it, and your body lock up on you. Hell to the Yale. But I'm glad to hear James Toney said no. What's some other suggestions? What do y'all think about who Jake Paul called out? Do y'all want to see Conor McGregor face a real legitimate boxer? Or would y'all be satisfied seeing him step in there with Jake Paul? To be honest, with Conor McGregor's MMA experience, according to how many rounds they're going, I think Conor McGregor stops Jake Paul. I have to grade him higher, being a 2-division champion, the first one to ever do it in the UFC. At the same time, I have to grade him higher as still being an active fighter in the UFC over Jake Paul. Hell yeah. Over Logan Paul too. Now the question is going to be, what weight class are they going to fight at? That's the big question. What weight class are they going to fight at? That is the question right there. But man, I'm pretty sure they'll figure it out, y'all. I'm pretty sure they will figure it out. I got to talk about the elephant in the room, though. As I close this down, I want to talk about the elephant in the room. I want to talk about the elephant in the room. Speaking of the Daniel Jacobs and Gabe Rosado fight, and I'm not going to give this too much attention. But Daniel Jacobs, in a lot of people's minds, is still one of the premier fighters, right? It take me back, like I keep mentioning several times over. I say, it takes us back to the hallway when he pulled up on Charlo. And when he did that, I gave him much respect as far as being that dude. You know what I'm saying? Giving Jacobs that dude to saying, what we doing, bro? We're gonna keep talking online, or we're gonna lock up in the ring. What we gonna do? We're gonna catch that fade? What? So even though I really thought the shit was far from being made, I believed it may materialize somewhere down the line, and it never did. So we know he's been in there with some fighters. The last big name was Canelo Alvarez, which he came up short, right? And he looked okay against Sergey Derevyanchenko. But his fight with Gabe Rosado, man, a guy who's coming up from middleweight, I just think he underwhelmed at his stage in his career. I think he just reminded us of how boring of a fighter he could be and letting us all down. And he should have went in there with what he knows, regardless of his trainers or not. He should have went in there and gave us a lot more energy than he did. I'm disappointed. Like, damn, you talking about you gonna make him eat your words. And then when Gabe Rosado connected on Daniel Jacobs, Jacobs returned fire. He let his hands roll. He let his hands rock and roll, man. He showed that he has that gear. But you know what? He didn't keep it consistent. He refused to just keep the motor churning and the cylinders booming and damn run over Rosado. Neither fighter was nowhere close to what we were seeing the build up against Daniel Dubois and Joe Joyce. We didn't get that suspense and intrigue that we was looking for in this match. We knew there was more in both fighters, to be honest. There was more of a risk factor there that they could have expounded on, but they choose to negate it. They fought safe. And I was disappointed. When people sit up here and damn criticize the shit out of damn Crawford for some apparent reason, but man, god damn it. Daniel Jacobs, if we want to give him the Gennady Golovkin opponents and Saul Canelo Alvarez, Sergey Derevyanchenko, god damn it, we have to criticize him for being one of the most boringest fighters when it comes to just underperforming and entertaining the fans. We got to. We're ready. You go back down to 160 and face Charlo, or Charlo move up and face Jacobs at 68. Because Jacobs was the one who went up there and said, my boy Sweet Hands was the easiest in the division at 68 for him to beat. But yet we haven't seen him in the ring. And the way he looked, you think you're going to go in there and get that belt off Sweet Hands Caleb Plant? Come on, bro. Anyway, I'm done past that. The next in the ring. The next fight I want to talk about is the elephant in the room. Let me ask y'all this. Do you think Daniel Dubois quit? I want to hear y'all opinion. Do you believe that he quit? I know his eye was fucked up. We look back at the Kell Brook, the criticism he was given for freaking, Gennady Golovkin and especially Errol Spence. The highlight that was on the surface, man, heading into that fight with Terrence Crawford. Him taking a knee, people saying he quit. Can we say that Daniel Dubois quit? Ken said, I'd rather see legends that are able to come back other than guys come out like Nate did and run a much greater risk of getting hurt. Yeah, man, come back. Fighters who are coming back. But see, what they tried to do is try to provide us some type of freaking entertainment, reality TV entertainment. That is reality TV brought to boxing. That is another network trying to emulate what the Zone did when they had KSI and Logan Paul on there. They're trying to emulate the amount of viewership that it obtained. And at the time, we have to commend Eddie Hearns and them for pulling it off. But it doesn't mean that the outcome is always going to be that way. Because look, if you look at it, that particular scenario right there, we had two inexperienced YouTubers in the sport of boxing. So we wasn't really looking for somebody to we didn't know who was going to win. We just know both of these guys went into training. They was YouTube sensations. And we didn't know if one would be able to hurt the other. But in this scenario with Nate Robinson, we knew he had just started taking up boxing in a short period of time. The window was very short. And then we look over at Jake Paul, who has had the time over a year to improve his skill set. And he's been in there in the ring already. We can't say the same for Nate Robinson. We didn't have any footage of him with that experience. We didn't. So when it came down to him facing Jake Paul, we was like, oh shit. Is he ready? I mean, we're saying this for Jake Paul now. Is he ready? Jake Paul's been in there. Is he ready for this? And come to find out he wasn't ready, man. This shit ain't easy. Jacobs is officially washed, in my opinion. In my eyes, Jacobs went out there to pick up a paycheck at the point. Man, it was just disappointing, man. I mean, he went in there and didn't give us anything. He didn't give us anything. He gave us little pockets. But at this point in his career, we deserve more than pockets from him. We deserve more than pockets. You know what I'm saying? We deserve that shit. We consider him one of the premier fighters that's still active. And he showed us that he's willing to just go in there and flow through the motions, give us a marginal performance, and then get on the mic like he know what the fuck he should have did. We wanted that shit to play out inside the ring. So if we wanted it to happen, and knowing that you possess it, you should have executed it, my brother. You should have executed, my brother. That's all I'm saying. You should have gave us what we know you was capable of. Your capabilities tell us that you could have went in there and gave Rosado just a lot more energy, just a lot more energy, and you could have kind of pushed the gas and went up, took it up 2 gears, and put him in a predicament. You could have put him in that position of survival. I mean, wasn't he the one moving up? Come on, Daniel. Dubois knew he couldn't hurt Joyce, so he thought no mas. Was it because he couldn't hurt Joyce, or the fact that he wouldn't move his head after his corner was telling him, listen, it's early in the fight. Your eyes swelling up already. Pay attention. Move your head. Stay out of the way of the jab. Daniel Dubois went back in there to start the ring. No, I'm going to keep my head on center. Pop, 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 pop. I mean, how many times did George have to pop your head back with that jab, shawty? For you to know that you are a human being with the physical abilities to rotate your body laterally. You have the mental competence to say, okay, the definition of defense, to elude. Okay. To elude, to become evasive. Okay. You have the option now, Daniel Dubois, to elude, to be evasive, to be absent of Joe Joyce's jab, which is very slow. Like Joe Joyce is not the fastest fighter. But when you're a stationary target like that, you allow him to be successful. You allow Joe Joyce to to shine. You allow him to look very good, to perform excellent. And that's what happened. And that eye took a beating early. And then, you know, when he landed I can't even say it was a power punch. I mean, last punch that bounced off that eye, it must have felt just a little bit different, to the point where Dubois said, I need to take a knee. Was it because what you said, Blueprint, you know, he couldn't hurt? I think he knew he couldn't hurt Joyce, man, in the 3rd or 4th round when he was really fresh. Because look at it this way, Blueprint, man, he was coming out fast in them early. In the rounds, he was starting the round early, and he was getting off. But it was only good for the first 40 seconds. And then he settled back in. You know, put this you know, car in neutral. You know what I'm saying? Threw it down, you know, second. Whatever. He did not stay on the gas and put that shit in 3rd and 4th gear for the entire round. He did not perform that way the entire round for the whole fight. We didn't see him going from bell to bell full speed. I don't think he had it in him. And also the success that Joe Joyce was having was breaking him down. And that's what the end result was, people. The end result was Joyce fucked his eye up. His corner was telling him his eye was fucked up. Why we didn't see a doctor in there? We're talking about all this shit over here in the U.S. Throw in the towel. Save his life. Wasn't nobody trying to save goddamn Joe Joyce's eye. I mean, Daniel Dubois' eye. Nobody. I didn't see people running around the apron, waving the towel, throwing the towel. The man, I was fucked up. So basically, he had to take a knee to get out the fight. Do you believe in the U.S. that shit would have went down the way it did? Dubois' eye was fucking shut. But yet we didn't see all that extra activity in the ring with the doctors, people taking a look at it. Where was that shit at? Have y'all not seen the Eric Morales eye? the damage he took. Have y'all not seen the Israel Vasquez? Once again, you know, I do it for y'all. Let me show you your receipts. Let me show you your receipts. Okay? Let me show you your receipts right quick. I just want y'all to see some shit right quick. I want y'all to see what I'm talking about. Let me pull up this right quick. Let me see. Let me go ahead and give you, you know, what you need to see, because people want to talk about saving the fighter. You know, I mean, it's all good, but I think some people only say it's good for certain individuals. But look at Eric Morales. Look at this shit. I'm gonna bring up him right quick, and then I'm gonna bring up Eric Morales. I mean, Israel Vasquez too. Okay, there go my boy Eric Morales, one of my favorite fighters. Real talk. And then let me show you another tough fighter. I'm looking at the fight Rafael Marquez. Let me say, it's not much out here on him. Probably because he lost his eye. They don't have much out here on him. Shit. Okay. I just go back and throw this fight. Like, look at Eric Morales' eye. You know what I'm saying? Look at this. Like, hey. That shit's crazy, y'all. That shit's crazy. Let me see. I'm trying to look up one more thing. I'll save it to another live, man. But anyway, you get the point. Y'all hold on for a minute. All right, so y'all get the point, man. I'm like, man, y'all intelligent human beings. Y'all get the point. I'm just looking at it like Dubois quit. Daniel Dubois, he quit. Now, did he have a valid reason for quitting? Yes. Could he have used preventative maintenance? Absolutely. And what I mean by preventative maintenance is the fact that he could have implemented defense. He did not implement defense. And this was a guy who they was building up to do big things. Like, seriously, they was building him up to do big things in the heavyweight division. He takes his first loss in the fashion for which he did, KO. He's going to have to work himself back up the ladder now. Now, of course, when I was saying he was overrated, like I said, you know, Joshua, I said Daniel Dubois is overweight, and some people just take offense like, why are you saying that? He has power. He has this. bro, y'all need to look at his level of opposition too. Sometimes they just look at, I mean, come on, man. You had to know that Joe Joyce was a step up fight. And when we found out that he couldn't hurt him early on, when he was trying to, have these spurts and he couldn't hurt Joe Joyce, it was a problem. It's going to be a long night for Dubois, Jacobs learned from Mikey Garcia at the School of Finesse. But I will say this, at least Mikey Garcia made us interested. You know what I'm saying? At least Mikey Garcia kept it interesting. He allowed the entertainment value to slowly subside. Like it didn't just disappear. Like the entertainment value for Jacobs disappeared when we was the first 2 rounds, 3 rounds. At least Mikey Garcia was finessing our visual, our attentiveness to say, oh man, let's tune in for this. This is going to be interesting. He ain't backing down. He's still trying to make some shit happen. And he's the one that's talking about he saw some shit, but he didn't see himself getting washed. Look, Mikey Garcia got the same treatment that he gave Adrian Broner. You know what I'm saying? He got the same treatment he gave Adrian Broner, man, in a one-sided affair. Moving on. This was a step up to the next level in the heavyweight class, where he fell back to reclimbing the ladder. Yeah, I agree. Dubois go back to the bottom of the ladder, and he has to work himself back up to a respectable opposition. They need to move him a little bit different, just like F.A. Jogba. They need to move him. They did really. He's with Top Rank now, so they're moving him a little bit different after he went in there against a C-level opposition, and he looked bad. Andy Ruiz versus Joyce. I watched that. Hell yeah. Absolutely. I don't want to see Joyce versus Parker. No. Andy Ruiz versus Joyce. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Real talk. We can do that. We can do that. Yep, Vargas I against Mosey. Yeah, I was just going to, I guess the worst. I was just giving you the worst, in my opinion. Like that Eric Morales, I look bad. It looks super bad. You know what I'm saying? But we talking about, we just got to keep it on eyes because Dubois' eye, it's up there. For real, his eye's up there. Let me see if they even. They got to have it out here already. Man, come on. You got to have some better pictures than this. You got to have some close-ups. You got to have some better pictures than this. This is garbage. This is garbage. They barely have many pictures out there of his eye. Let me see. What about this one when he's up? Yeah, that's close. That's close. It looks bad. That's close. So put Daniel Dubois' eye. Just give you a side comparison. You know what I'm saying? That's his eyes shut. It doesn't look. It looks pretty decent right there, just a closed eye. But when it was on TV, his eye looked fucked up. Like that's not a good angle, especially it's not coming directly, from the front. But yeah. Look at Eric Morales. I mean, shit. If you look at Dubois' eye from the front, give you an angle from the front, then it'll look a whole lot worse. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yeah, that's what I want to touch on today, man. God damn it. The shit never stops to the bang bang boogity beat. But yeah, y'all stay tuned, man. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. I got to go ahead and get my rounds. Got to get these rounds in. You know what it is. I might go live again. Show you a little what the hands do. You know what I'm saying? Get my rounds in. But y'all take it easy, man. Appreciate everyone for stopping through. Let me see what this last comment is. Andy Ruiz, World Combat Sports. What's good, Line Killer? What's good? Salute. Y'all go peep the man out. Line Killer Podcast in the building. Go check him out and subscribe to the channel, man. You know what it is. Till next time, people. Y'all stay tuned. Turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports.